Imagine stepping into a world where time stands still, where ancient temples whisper secrets of forgotten civilizations. From towering stone giants carved into mountains to delicate shrines glowing in golden sunrise, these temples aren't just places of worship, they're mystical portals to the past. Each one holds stories of gods, kings, and legends so powerful they still echo through their walls today. Get ready to uncover 7 ancient temples that will leave you speechless, each more breathtaking, mysterious, and awe-inspiring than the last. Which one will capture your imagination? Let's begin. Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Alright, picture this, you're standing before the largest religious monument in the world, and the sheer scale of it makes you feel tiny. That's Angkor Wat for you. Built in the 12th century, this Cambodian wonder was originally a Hindu temple dedicated to Vishnu, but over time, it transitioned into a Buddhist sanctuary. And here's the mind-blowing part. The entire structure is aligned with the sun in such a way that during the equinox, the central tower perfectly frames the rising sun, as if the universe itself bows before it. But let's talk about those carvings. Every inch of Angkor Wat is covered in intricate bas-reliefs telling epic Hindu stories, from the churning of the ocean of milk to massive battles from the Mahabharata. It's basically a giant ancient storybook carved in stone. And get this, many of the Apsara, heavenly dancer carvings are so detailed that you can still see their jewelry, facial expressions, and even unique hairstyles. If you ever get the chance to visit, try waking up at 4 a.m. to catch the sunrise behind the temple's 5 towers. As the golden light spills over the silhouette, you'll understand why Angkor Wat isn't just a temple. It's a portal to another era, a place where history still breathes. Would you dare to explore its ancient corridors in the moonlight? Borobudur, Indonesia. Now imagine standing on a giant stone mandala high above the misty forests of Java with over 500 Buddha statues watching over you. That's Borobudur, a 9th century masterpiece that's as much a journey as it is a temple. Unlike other religious sites, Borobudur wasn't built for simple worship. It's actually a spiritual pilgrimage designed to guide you from earthly desires to enlightenment as you ascend through its levels. Here's how it works. At the base, you're in the world of Kamadhatu, desire and illusion. As you climb up the 5 terraces, you transition into Rupadhatu, the world of form, where intricate stone carvings depict Buddha's teachings. And finally, you reach the top, Arupadhatu, the formless realm, where the great stupa sits in perfect stillness, symbolizing ultimate enlightenment. And let's not forget the stunning stone reliefs, over 2,600 panels carved with insane precision, each telling Buddhist stories that have survived for over 1,000 years. The real magic happens at sunrise, when the golden light slowly reveals the statues, casting long shadows that make them feel almost alive. Here's a fun fact. For centuries, Borobudur was completely hidden beneath volcanic ash and jungle overgrowth, lost to time, until it was rediscovered in the 1800s. Can you imagine what else might be buried, waiting to be found? Would you explore an ancient temple if you knew you were the first to step inside in 1,000 years? Abu Simbel, Egypt. Imagine sailing down the Nile River, and suddenly, 2 colossal temples carved straight into a mountain emerge on the horizon. Welcome to Abu Simbel, one of the most jaw-dropping temples of ancient Egypt. These twin temples, built by Pharaoh Ramesses II over 3,000 years ago, aren't just massive. They're designed to command respect and intimidate. The great temple's entrance is guarded by 4 colossal statues of Ramesses himself, each standing over 66 feet tall. Yeah, he really wanted to make sure no one forgot who was in charge. But here's the insane part. This entire temple was moved in the 1960s. Yep, the whole thing. When the construction of the Aswan High Dam threatened to flood the site, engineers sliced the temple into thousands of blocks and reassembled it on higher ground, stone by stone, just like a gigantic 3-dimensional puzzle. Imagine moving an entire mountain temple without modern machinery. Absolute madness. And if you think that's impressive, wait until you hear this. Twice a year, during the solar alignment phenomenon, the morning sunlight pierces through the temple's inner sanctuary, illuminating 3 of the 4 statues inside. The only one left in the dark? Ptah, the god of the underworld. Whether it was divine precision or just genius engineering, this place proves that the ancient Egyptians were way ahead of their time. Would you stand in the temple at sunrise to witness this once-in-a-lifetime event? Or maybe spend the night inside and see if the spirits of the pharaohs still roam. Prambanan, Indonesia. Now let's travel to Indonesia, where one of the world's most breathtaking Hindu temple complexes stands tall against the sky. Prambanan. Built in the 9th century, this temple isn't just massive, it's a stone masterpiece dedicated to the Trimurti Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer. But here's the thing. It was abandoned and left forgotten for centuries, buried under layers of volcanic ash and jungle growth. It wasn't until 1811 that British surveyors stumbled upon its ruins and realized they had found something legendary. The temple's sharp towering spires looked like they were designed for the gods themselves, and in a way, they were. The central Shiva temple is the tallest, standing at 47 meters, 154 feet high, towering over the landscape like a mystical skyscraper from another world. The carvings? Absolutely mind-blowing. Scenes from the Ramayana, an ancient Indian epic, are sculpted into the walls in unbelievable detail, telling the story of gods, warriors, and divine battles. But Prambanan also comes with a haunting legend. According to local myth, it was built in a single night by a love-struck prince who made a deal with supernatural beings. When his heart was broken, he cursed the woman he loved, turning her into stone. Some even believe that her spirit still lingers within the temple grounds. Would you explore Prambanan under the moonlight? Let us know. Banteay, Srei, Cambodia. Imagine stumbling upon an ancient temple so detailed, so perfectly carved that it feels like a jewel hidden in the jungle. That's Banteay Srei, often called the Jewel of Khmer art. Unlike the massive stone giants of Angkor Wat, this 10th century temple is small, delicate, and incredibly intricate, almost like it was handcrafted by the gods themselves. Here's what makes it truly unique. Banteay Srei is made from pinkish-red sandstone, which gives it an almost otherworldly glow, especially at sunrise and sunset. But the real magic? The carvings. Every inch of this temple is covered in exquisitely detailed sculptures, depicting epic Hindu legends with a level of precision that's hard to believe was achieved over 1,000 years ago. You can still see the expressions on the faces of the mythological creatures, warriors, and gods, as if they're frozen in time. And unlike many other temples that were built by kings, Banteay Srei was actually commissioned by a Brahmin scholar, proving that artistic genius wasn't just reserved for royalty. But be warned, local legends whisper that this temple was built not by humans, but by celestial beings because the craftsmanship is too perfect for mere mortals. So here's the real question. If this temple was forgotten for centuries and hidden deep in the Cambodian jungle, what other lost masterpieces might still be out there waiting to be rediscovered? Hoysaleswara Temple, India. Now let's step into a world where stone itself comes to life. Welcome to Hoysaleswara Temple, a 12th century architectural marvel in India that looks like it was sculpted by the hands of gods rather than chisels. Seriously, this temple doesn't just have carvings. It's an encyclopedia of ancient Hindu mythology, frozen in stone. Dedicated to Lord Shiva, the temple's exterior is unlike anything you've ever seen. Every square inch is covered in carvings of dancers, deities, mythical creatures, and epic battle scenes, each one so detailed that even the folds of their clothing and the ornaments on their bodies are visible. And guess what? No two carvings are the same? It's as if the temple was meant to tell a million stories at once. But here's what makes this place even more mind-blowing. While most temples have one or two guardian sculptures, Hoysaleswara has over 240 stone elephants carved along its walls, each in a different pose. And legend has it that the temple was left unfinished because the Hoysala dynasty collapsed before its completion, leaving behind an architectural wonder that feels frozen in time. So imagine this, standing in front of a temple where every stone tells a story, a place where history breathes through the walls. Would you be able to unravel its secrets? Or would the ancient legends leave you speechless? Temple of Heaven, China. Imagine walking into a place so sacred that even emperors had to purify themselves for days before stepping inside. That's the Temple of Heaven in Beijing, a masterpiece of ancient Chinese architecture and a portal to a time when rulers weren't just kings, they were the sons of heaven. Built in the 15th century, this temple wasn't just another religious site, it was where emperors personally prayed for good harvests, believing their connection to the heavens determined the fate of their people. And here's the wild part. The entire design of the temple is based on numerical and cosmic harmony. The main hall, the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest, is a massive circular structure because circles represent heaven, while the surrounding squares symbolize earth. But here's something eerie. This temple was built without a single nail. Yep, its entire wooden framework holds together purely through precise engineering. That's ancient Chinese craftsmanship at its finest, and if you stand in the right spot, you'll notice an acoustic trick, the echo wall. A whisper on one side of the temple travels perfectly to the other side, as if the temple itself is carrying your words to the sky. Now imagine standing in this sacred place, under the vast open sky, where emperors once begged for blessings. Would you dare to whisper a wish, hoping the heavens still listen? We've just traveled through some of the most breathtaking ancient temples in the world, but this is just the beginning. History is filled with hidden wonders waiting to be explored. Which temple amazed you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you love uncovering incredible places, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an adventure. This is Explore Edge, where the world's most fascinating places come to life. See you in the next journey.